Alito. Here it is. I'm about to give y'all a drip, Still here, working on this garden. I had to cheat. I had to do a little cheat. Shout out to Mama D, Miss Diane Seven Wall of Aborgine Wall. You hear me? Shout out to her, you know what I'm saying? She said sometimes, you can't be, sitting here waiting on the garden to come to you. Sometimes you have to go to the garden, so this is what, I've been planting, you know what I mean? And I had planted those, so I'm about to take and about to do the roping. See how that's hanging? I'm gonna do the roping where they can sit up. They can have that support because they're still babies. We have babies that need support to sit up. And here is, this right here is my work. You know what I'm saying? That I don't even eat asparagus, but I'm growing it because I know it's healthy for me and I know it's something that's useful. Then at that, you know what I'm saying, I got the iris, this right here, I was wondering what it was. I've been putting so much seeds up in it, but I realized that's a date seed, and these right here, you know what I'm saying, you know what it is. It's what I started with. So what I'm going to do, since these didn't grow, and that one's still here, I'm going to take and remove these. I'm going to remove these because these are two different plants. There are two different plants. I'm going to spread them apart from each other, move them to different pots. And in the process of me moving it to different pots, then therefore, they'll be growing separately and wouldn't have no interference. They wouldn't have any interference, with them growing and one root killing the other root because one root is strong and they overpower. Okay. Furthermore, this right here, this tree right here, is the blueberry tree. The top of it, my daughter topped it all for me, so I had to start all over with the blueberry tree. This right here is a grapevine, and this is another different type of grapevine here. You can see the same beans. This right here is a pinto bean. You still see the shell on it. So these same particular beans right here that I've been growing, it's just the same beans come out the bag. If they grow, then it's good for you. If it don't grow, it's not good for you. A lot of people, there's a lot of GMO. If they got seeds, it's good. So this right here is the lentil beans. They sprouted out. And I had moved those into this pot. You can see right here, these are some beans here that's sprouting up. These right here, this is white beans that's sprouting up out of here. This right here, this big old mound of trees right here, this is specifically potatoes. But, you can take, when they grow big enough, you can take and cut off the little limbs. Whether you can see the button that around it, you cut off the little limbs, you can make you a salad with it. So that's no hungry days. You can look right here and see that's that red pepper. That's that red pepper. They shot up, they sprouting out. And I'm putting my hands on. You can see my nails are dirty. I'm touching it because I got the dirt on my hand. Once you put your hands on the dirt, and rub your hands in the dirt, it take all the grease and moisture out of your hand. So when you gently touch your little plants, so I had to take, and do one of these here. Wrap it around here just a little bit. While it's growing around the pole, sometimes you have to take and give it a hand. And further wrap it around the pole. That's so that it won't be growing all out of whack. So, you wrap it around the pole, give it a little hand. And there you have it. This right here just sprout out last. That's the last one, and you can see that it's thicker than the others. So that's good. These right here, I planted seeds here and I planted seeds here. We'll find out what it is in a little bit later. I don't want to take and do this and go at the back of it, to find out what it is. That's the way I label it. So I wouldn't get lost in what I'm planting. So I label it that way. Furthermore, giving y'all a drip, this right here is, some things that we may need, especially, you know, those who have kids and their kids be hungry, have flavor. You know what I mean? The black rice, you know what I'm saying, don't have flavor. The herb garlic has flavor. The lemon pepper, sunflower oil. And these are the things that you can have on the go, just in case you may go somewhere and you might end up being there longer than what you expected to be there. And if you go there and you're there longer than what you expected to be there, therefore you'll have an issue with food for the children. So to keep from issues with, you know, the food for the children, pack those food in the backpack as I showed different people. You know what I mean? I give a shout out, you know what I'm saying, to Mother Gwen, you know. She encouraged me, you know what I mean, to do this garden and stop going to the store. Stop going to the store and getting in these people's faces, you know, and they don't like you. They hate you. Support, you know what I'm saying, that black corner sweet shop down the street. I don't care how grouchy the old lady is. The old lady grouchy because too many people try to take advantage of her. When she lay up there and give them a little credit here and there, and they don't want to pay the credit back, but they want to come back and ask for food. Okay, so again, you know, I give a shout out to Sister Gwen, you know what I'm saying? You know, she's been a great inspiration in my life since I was a child, since I was 6 years old, you know, and, you know, I give all, you know, shouts out to, you know, for encouraging me to grow my own food. Grow your own food. You know how to do garden work already. Why you straying away from what your grandfather taught you? Why you straying away, you know what I'm saying, for what I taught you? Grow your own food. The food that I've been feeding y'all, that was food I grew up in my yard and in my house. So I give shout out to Sister Gwen. I give shout out, you know what I'm saying, again, you know what I'm saying, I give a shout out, you know what I'm saying, to, Chief Aborgine, you know, I give a shout out to him, you know what I'm saying, and I keep on giving shouts out because it's deserved. You know, he's been, you know, a great brother, you know what I mean, and, you know, great inspiration, you know what I'm saying, towards advancing, becoming, you know, that great person that you desire to be, that you're supposed to be, your calling. So I give a shout out to him. You know, the whole wild tribe of Tulis, you know what I'm saying, shout out, you know, you know what I mean, to my mother, you know what I'm saying, she's still with us, you know what I mean, she's holding on and she's being strong. I give a shout out to her, you know, for, you know, having me to come into this world in such a position, you know what I'm saying, of being worth something to those who love me. That's only you can only be worth something to those who favor you, who love you. You know, I said you, and if you know, if y'all still talking about the coronavirus and all of that stuff, you're left behind. You're left behind in the gateway between the 4G and the 5th G. And these G's, to me, my personal opinion, these G's to me is this 4G was the 4th dimension. This is from me. This is what I believe is the 4th dimension. It was called 3D, 3 dimension. Okay, 4th dimension, 5th dimension. We're going through the 5th dimension. We're in the 4th, in the 5th, because it's something happening. We're going through these dimensions and we have to adjust. We have to shift. We're going back in time to go forward. We're going back, but not all the way back. You have to know when to pump some brakes before deciding to go back. Because you might go way back into the time that you don't want to be in. Okay, so again, you know, here it is, you know, if you're talking about the coronavirus, you are left behind. you're lost. Those waves are over. And I say they over. This from me. I ain't speaking for nobody else. This is from me saying that it's over. Because I done stressed about that too long to the point that I couldn't stress no more. And it don't take long for me to give up on something that's old that has not helped me. The old system did not help. We need to come up with a new system, a new vibration, a new walk, a new way, and a new movement for the Aborigine people, our people. You know, so that being said, here is something, this is something that I'm teaching my children. You can teach it to your children if you like to. If you don't like what I'm teaching my children, fine. You don't have to live with my children and you don't have to raise them. I do. So this is what I'm teaching my children. It's a little bit, you know, a little bit off balance. But this is what I'm teaching my children. And this is, you know, this is the new school. I'm not asking you for money. I don't want nothing from you. But for you to build the new school beside me, where you at, for your loved ones, for your kids, your grandkids, your neighbors' kids. School had left us because it's been a game the whole time. They have Freddie Mac, that's the pimp. We have Sally Mae, that's the madam. So you got a pimp and a madam that they say that you owe for you going to college, not getting any hands on, but you going to college and you in so much debt. The president of the United States Corporation, Trump, has said, well, he said, I think he said that all debts and mortgages are settled and forgiven. That's a lie. I'm not going to believe that. I ain't mad at him, you know what I'm saying? I can't get mad at him. That's his game. That's the game that they playing. I'm going to let them play that. So I'm not going to get mad at him for playing his game. But I'm not going to play his game the way he want to play it. Because you in the game the way, whether you like it or not. But that Trump, I believe he said that all debts and mortgages are forgetting. No, it's not. It ain't forgiven. What about my people? Oh, here you go again, bringing up the race card shit. I'm not bringing up the race card. I'm bringing up the right or wrong card. I'm in a state, you know what I'm saying, where 50, 60% of the population is Caucasian. So I can't say the penitentiary here in Alaska is filled with black. It's full of mostly all the blacks that they got here that they could tie up into their gangs. But the debts ain't forgiven. See, the wordplay is something else when they say the debts are forgiven. When they say the debts are forgiven, they're telling you not to worry about restitution. They're telling you not to worry about reparation. Restitution and reparation for what? Because here it is. The government is supposed to protect the people. And the government didn't protect the people. The government disappeared. That's why they shut down. I used to say it a lot of times. If the entire, at that time, you say all the black folk because I was in the mind frame of calling Aborigines black too. I said, if all the black folk decide that they will call themselves quitting their job, stop working, Wall Street is shut down. The whole goddamn planet is shut down. Because our ancestors, and I say ancestors, I got close ancestors that worked since they was children. My grandfathers, they worked since they were children. My father, he's in his 70s. He worked since he was a child. So don't say forget about it. Don't say forget about it. We have, people, what I'm saying, like Mama D, Miss Diane, that stood up and she worked. And when she worked, Sister Betty Smith, they worked and they protected the government. And what I mean by protecting the government, they went out there to war thinking they're helping you and me when they was young. They went out, and put their life on the line. These people went to Million Man March. These people, went to the civil rights movements. They paved the way and opened doors for us. So it's for us to walk through these doors. And that shot out, straight up shots out. They paved way for us to walk through these doors. And they still hanging up in there. And they're telling you to further educate yourself so that you can know what's going on. The coronavirus wave is over. It's like when you're playing the video game that they call Black Ops and you're playing against the zombie modes. You go through the first wave and then the second wave, it get a little harder. And then by the time you get to the fifth wave, you got hellhounds coming after you. So at the same meaning of that, I'm trying to explain to you all that we're going through waves. The coronavirus was the first wave. The G5 is the second wave. Now, the heaven and the earth has come together. I ain't no saint. They say all the people that you believed in, they gonna hide too. All the people you worshiped, they gonna hide too. All of these people that you big time rappers in basketball, football, baseball, ice hockey, UFC, boxing, you name it, the games, it got real. You anybody talking about, the football game, nobody talking about the football game unless they talking about what happened in the past. Let it go. We can't go back now. We came too far to go back now. For us to go back now is suicide. We can't go back now. We have to keep pressing forward. We have generations and generations and generations and generations to come after we're long gone and forgotten. We need to set some type of way for our youth to make it. Welcome to the Great Depression. For those of you who believe that you're skyrocket with $150,000, $250,000 a year job, they're about to give you some good stimulation. The stimulation they're gonna give you is $1,000. Tax money. blood, sweat, and tears. Now that the world has shut down and everybody is going through what we're going through, and everybody is so distant, and the separation. Now you're listening to where the beast tell you, give yourself separation, stay away from you in the same house with the same people who you've been in the same house with all your goddamn life. And you still got to get away from the people that you're in the house with. How you do that? So what we do, I sat there, you heard me, and I did an experiment. Call it what you want. I'm experimenting life. I'm going through a human being experience. I'm a spiritual being going through a human being experience. Experiencing this place before I leave. So the experience is, I gave my children the tablets and the phones. Oh, you only got the G5. This, you know what I'm saying? This G5 thing been out. Just like they said the coronavirus just came, that been out before the 60s. It been on the can before the 60s. Okay, so let's keep it real while we're keeping it real. I gave them the tablets and the phone. And I sat back and I watched them. I watched to see what they would do. I watched to see how long would they take advantage of the phone. And I watched what they're doing. So I walk and I peeks in their room. And I listen to whatever they got on the device. Then at that, I sat back for like an hour and a half, 2 hours. I called them all in. I called them in because we had to have a family talk and let them know the danger. I ain't talking about dying. I'm not talking about nothing physically dying right now. When I say the danger, I'm not talking about a physical danger. The spiritual danger. They force us to be in a house. We're in jail. We're doing time while being free. I got a song I was writing about that. Doing time while being free. You locked up while you still ain't got the shackles and handcuffs around your legs, your arms and your belly and your neck. The chains is around our brains. And it's time for us to break loose those chains by letting go. Let go of everything that you learn. Start your new chapters. This is the New Testament of the 2020 vision, eyes wide open. Air, Aborigine, Indigenous, Re-Education. That's what air is to me. This is the program that I need to use for my family, and you can use for yours. This particular program, will forever starve this beast, push the government further out of place while they're doing all of their arresting and all of that stuff. It's time for you to put your paperwork in. I put a lot of paperwork in before the course closed down here. I put a lot of paperwork in because I know what I have to do next. See, it's a wave that we're going through. I ain't bragging, I ain't got nothing. And I don't want nothing from you. But for you to take what I'm telling you, whatever is beneficial for you, to help you to rise, to help your family to rise. And if you're doing it, you know what I'm saying, for greed, then it won't work for you. If you're doing it out of selfishness, it won't work for you. I'm giving it to you for free. I'm paying for this. I'm paying for you to get this information. How is I'm paying for you to get this information? It's not a trick. It's not a scheme. And it's not a game. The reason how, I'm paying for this internet service that I'm giving this lecture, this conversation. That's a one-side conversation unless you respond. But this is serious. So the school, they abandoned us and they talking about doing schooling online. How can you do schooling online with a child with an IEP? An IEP, Individual Education Program. That person that's supposed to be teaching your child, they can't physically be in your house unless you allow them to be in your house by pressing their phone and FaceTiming with them, and they looking all in your background in your house and listening to conversations, and you might miss something. You might miss something. They all in your business still while you locked up. They spying, and you letting them because you give them your consent. Those people haven't contacted me. I ain't hear from them people from the Anchorage School District, Alaska School District. I haven't heard from ASD until a week ago. Now they're trying to, Mr. My Way, why don't you have your kids school and FaceTime? No, I'm not going to do that. Y'all left us already. If I do that, you heard me, then therefore, you heard me when they say, oh, y'all could come back to school now. Everything cool. The coronavirus gone now. Come on in. Come on to school now. You say, oh, shit, they said the coronavirus is over. Shit, I'm going to school. My children, they going to school, and I'm going to work. Because they said it's over. Then I'm going back to sleep is what you're saying. I'm going back to sleep because they told me to. Mom and daddy said go to sleep. I ain't talking about the ones in your house. I'm talking about the ones that's outside your house looking in. And you allowing them to look in. Because you consent. When they tell you that you could do homeschooling, I could do homeschooling, shit, what I need to talk to you for? You haven't taught my kids anything. So what you gonna tell me? Hey, look, you need to do this with him like this and that and the other on the phone with you for an hour, 2 hours, when the kid's been going to school for 9 hours? I'm a single daddy with children. 2 sons and a daughter in my home. So I can tell you a thing or two about the school. I'm not an individual that don't know what's going on. I'm the individual that you would say is crazy. That's fine. Shout out to Mother Gwen. She said, if you think I'm crazy, then you stay away from me. You stay away from me if you think I'm crazy. People say, oh, you crazy. You stay away from me. The main thing is unify. And how can you unify with a social distance? You hear that? Social distance. They have social network. So you social distancing from the flesh and blood body and going on social network with an artificial entity, artificial intelligence, when we have the concrete true intelligence. We find ourselves, you heard me, not wanting to go to work and stuff like, man, this is some bullshit. But I got to get up and go and get this dollar. The dollar collapsing. It's collapsing. They say, Trump said, 60 days, 2,000 people should be died. That should be right. Yeah. They telling you got 60 days, you hear me? They gonna stop giving your ass the shit that you getting. And the stimulus check, I hope them stimulus checks stimulate you well enough to make sure that you got some food in the ground. Because winter's coming. That's when you really get hungry. From now to winter, it's a long time. And that's when you really get hungry. What you gonna eat? Again, for those who got that big house, get your head up out of your ass. Stop looking at this world as shit and praising it. You take and get the people who ain't got much. That's in your family, or in your clan, or in your tribe, or in your unit. Y'all get together and get down in that backyard, you hear me? Take some shovels, some hoes, and y'all start digging. Make a trench. Make trenches. Little mountains, you hear me? Make little mountains, rows of mountains. And in the middle of those mountains, start putting the dirt inside of it. The seed inside the dirt in the middle of the mountains. Let nature take its course. If it's too hot, then you go and water it. That's common sense. But other than that, if it's raining, 2-3 days it's raining, let it rain. It'll grow itself. You just got to give it a little TLC, tender loving care. Pull the roots from around it, the weeds that's growing around it. You and your team. Fuck a social distances. I'm gonna stay a social distance from motherfuckers who is not like-minded. Because if you're like-minded like me, excuse my French, but if you're like-minded like me, then I know you clean. If you're I'm talking about clean on the inside. If you like-minded like me, I know you're not rotten and nasty. If you're like-minded like me, I know you drink good herbal stuff. I made this myself. I think I'm gonna make me a shot. You know, this is my energy. This is my lifesaver. This is my vitamins, my minerals. This is everything that I can put in my body, that's useful for me. Yep, and vitamin C. Sometimes you eat anything. Man get hungry. My grandpa say, eat his own doing. If you get hungry enough. Right now, I'm thinking a lot. I got a lot of things on my mind. A lot of ancestors that's with me, that's around me, talking through me, guiding me. So I go from conversation to conversation. And I give information, and I'm willing to accept information. I came too far to turn back now. Turned 38 years old. And the 38 years that I've been here, you know what I can tell you? I haven't learned everything. And I'm still learning. I'm still willing to learn. I'm still taking the time out. So if you got something you can teach me, shoot me a kite. You know how it goes, shoot me a kite if you got something that you can teach me. Because I'll learn from you. This is, a movement. This is a movement to the future. And we all in the same fight. You know, I sit there and I think about, right now, we going through the gates of hell online. I never thought I'd be doing a video this long talking. But we going through the gates of hell online. Think about it. Online, what they have. They have history. They have fiction, non-fiction. They have adult, nudity. They have street fights. They have everything that a mind could imagine without artificial intelligence. We have the intelligence to make the artificial intelligence, so why we need something that's artificial? These smartphones, smart pads and tablets and all of that, they're smart and make us dumb. When the last time you sat down and you wrote a letter to your husband, your wife, to your kids, your mother? When the last time you sat down and talked? Everybody in the house got a phone or struggling to get a phone. So getting back to what happened with my kids, I ended up calling them in for a family emergency conference. What's the emergency about it? The emergency about it is that here it is, we're social distance. We sitting up here with our mouth open on the phone. Brain dead. The minute those phones go off, people start panicking. Well, if these phones go off, all the information that you need is already with you. You just have to accept the ancestral, accept them to come and talk with you. You accept it. And when you accept it, you act upon it. You might be driving up the street and you hear something say, don't turn around that way. Then at that, you be like, man, that's the shortcut. Don't go that way. You say, fuck it, man, I'm trying to get home. I'm tired, I've been working all day, I'm trying to get home. And as soon as you make that turn, boom, a car accident. Your car done hit, you know what I'm saying, done hit a ditch. You came back your car out the ditch and somebody else car hit somebody else's car. I'm using this as an example of when you don't listen to the ancestors. And then you can't leave the scene. You can't be like, oh, that motherfucker, they got in a car accident. I'm keep going. I ain't got no time. I'm trying to get home. You're gonna be stuck there waiting longer than when you could have took your time and listen to the ancestor tell you, don't go that way. Don't go that way. You should have took your time. So you didn't want to take your time and go the long way. You want to take the shortcut. The shortcuts always turn to dead ends. The shortcut is a dead end. Now here it is that I said to you. These some more plants that I got to put down. This right here, these are my mint. That's my sweet mint. I love that sweet mint. This right here is a strawberry. This is a strawberry tree. That's a strawberry tree. So I'm at the work on that. But you know, my kids they're asleep, and this is my time. This is my time to vent. This is my time, to talk to the people, without, hey, y'all, what y'all doing back there? Oh, y'all can't do that back there. Hey, y'all, hold on, without doing all that, my early mornings, the sunrise. Watch the sunrise. The sun's shining high. I watch it. I watch the sun and the moon. I watch how they rotate in the hours. Because that's what you're going to have. You're going to be looking at the sky and wondering which way to go. So I talk with my kids and I let them know how dangerous it is using these tablets and so on and so forth. So I come to a conclusion. We're going to use one tablet on the big screen for what everybody needs. Like, oh, Dad, for real, we got to do that? Yeah, we got to do that. And when I leave, I lock everything in there but one phone. You know, I give them that little leeway. I give them that little leeway with that one phone. But those other tablets and the other phone, put them up. I said, y'all sit up in there for an hour and a half, 2 hours. And while y'all sitting up in there, y'all sitting, y'all bed across from each other. Y'all don't even look at each other. You're sitting right across from each other, and I'm watching you. You don't even look at each other. And if you do, you're talking about what's on the phone. You ain't talking about what's natural. So I encourage the adults to take these devices from these children if you ain't already. That you control the devices. That you control your home. Your kids don't know no better. They learning. But from what you already know, you should have some type of way to teach them what's right. Set those tablets down. Get a book, a pen and a pad. Write down this information. Study it. I'm going to give you a quiz on it. You do good. Whoever do good, I give them the most cookies. And at the same time, that's what they do at school. Be good, I'm going to give you a gummy bear. One gummy bear. For being good to them, to the so-called teachers. I'm going to give you a gummy bear. Probably give you 2, 3. Yeah, that's a good